All right, what up, y'all? Check it out. We got the Chevrolet Avalanche behind us. We got to do some work on it. Let's get in here and check it out. So this truck's been running great, but it's got an annoying problem. It stalls every now and then. I got a new PCM computer coming in the mail. Let's get it installed. All right, so this is a 2002 Vortec 5.3 V8. So on these trucks, the computer's down there. So here's the computer right down in here. They put this plastic over it, but you just pop the plastic off and get the computer out. It's got like 2 connectors on the back of it. So we've already been through this whole thing. Right here is the fuse box. You can see we went through all the wiring here because the mice got in here and they chewed it all up. So, you know, they did a number on this thing. So we had to get in here and clean up all the wires. But that's good. So now we got to get in here. We're going to swap out the computer. Man, I hate these Chevy side terminals. So first things first, we're getting this battery disconnected. Get that positive off of there too. Get out of there. I guess it's going right there. All right, so here's the computer. Pop this thing out. All right, so here's the computer right here. It's just got these 2 bolts on the back of it. They're 8mm. So you take these off and the connectors just come right off. I like to check these wires down in here because the mice get down in there and they chew these wires all up. It's easy for them to get to. Okay, I lied. There's 7mm. Get them off of there. Get out of there. Come on. All right, let's check out the old computer and see what we got. I've seen some of these that are nasty and destroyed. All right, so here's the old computer and the pins on it. Very hard to see in there, but the pins on it aren't all rusty and corroded. Well, they're gold plated, so of course they're not rusty, but there's no corrosion in there. So, you know, I've been through this thing a lot. You know, it's from 2002, so we're just gonna get another one, see how it does. If your computer's corroded and bad and nasty, it'll look like this one. Now this one got a little bit of water in there and it's sat and it'll cause a ton of problems. So you gotta get in there, get all that corrosion out of there, or else you'll have a ton of problems in the future. So the crankshaft position sensor on these trucks is not fun. You gotta crawl up under there, get to it, but we need to get in there, get this one out. We're gonna put that shim on it, put the new one in. I got Delphi this time instead of that AC Delco, because I've tried 2 AC Delco ones. So I got a Delphi one. We're gonna see if that does the trick. And then we gotta do a crankshaft relearn. Let's get to it. All right, so here's the old sensor here. This is an OEM AC Delco one. If you look at the end of it here, it doesn't have any wear marks on it. I've seen wear marks on them before where the reluctor wheel is contacting it, you know, rubbing on it. That can cause a problem too. You can see a little bit in there. So if we look at the bottom here, we can see a slight groove there. That wasn't there when I installed it. I'm gonna shim it out just a little bit. I don't know, it might be rubbing a little bit, I don't know, but we're gonna shim it anyways. So I've already gotten in here and checked the wiring from the PCM all the way down to the sensor, and it's fine. There's no problems with it. I've checked it with the multimeter. It's not broken, it's not bad at all, so it's not the wiring. And now you know that wiring runs down in here, and it can rub on the metal down in here. It's in one of these looms, and it can chafe it and damage it, so you gotta check that. We're gonna have to come up with a fix for this, you know. That's not gonna cut it, keep doing the same thing, and it's not fixing the problem, so we're gonna have to come up with a better solution. All right, so we got the new parts here, genuine Delphi sensor right here. We got the Duralast shim right here, and then here's a sensor. So there's the Duralast part number. There's the shim right there. So let's take a look at this. So here's the shim right here, just slips right over the end like that, and it shims it out a little bit, maybe like 0.010 of an inch. It's pretty thin, and it should help move it away from the reluctor wheel a little bit so that it's spaced out better. I don't know why the reluctor wheel will be hitting it, but this one doesn't have any grooves on the bottom of it. You can see here, it's looking much better. I don't know why the other one was like that. I have 2 other sensors here, and we can see they have horizontal and vertical lines on them. So hopefully that shim will help. Get this old sensor out of here, get the new sensor installed. So we put that little shim on there, so you know, before we stuck it in. Then we're gonna get back in there, torque it to spec. Then we're gonna get back up in there, get that starter reinstalled, and then get the starter bolts torqued to spec, and this thing's done. So you're gonna wanna get in here and check to see if there's any corrosion on these pins. It doesn't look like it. I've already been through it a lot. You know, there's no corrosion, no broken wires, no nothing. I got the new computer, let's check it out. All right, so here they are. We got the old computer here and we got the new computer here. So this is the old one. You can see the part number versus the part number here. They're identical. So I got this from Flashmasters. There they are if you want to check them out. I paid for it. But yeah, this looks pretty good. It looks like they got it sandblasted, cleaned up. And then the old one here is all nasty. But man, this thing looks really good. It's nice and clean. Bead blasted, but it's the exact same thing, and it's got the latest calibration, which is the software updates on it that this is supposed to have. So hopefully that'll help too. All right, let's see what these pins look like on the new computer. So the pins look really good. They're nice and clean, nice and gold plated, no corrosion at all. But once you install a new computer on these vehicles, you have to match the computer to the ignition lock cylinder. It's got a little resistor in there. They have to communicate together, because if not, it thinks you're trying to steal the vehicle and just will not start, or it'll just die while you're driving it. So get that thing plugged up down there, and then we're going to do the procedure. So it's got these rubber seals down in there. You can see the red rubber seals. You're going to want to get in there and make sure that those are fully seated. I like to spray some WD-40 down in here. You can use dielectric grease, but I like WD-40 because it soaks down into the holes better and it'll prevent any corrosion from getting down in there. Let's get it replaced. Time to do a VATS relearn. This is going to be fun. All right, so the security light's flashing. We got to take care of this. So you got to have enough charge on the thing, or if it dies during this procedure at all, you got to restart. So I got it on the battery tender here. I'm going to hook it up to another truck. Here's the other truck here. It's going to keep enough juice on there while we do this. I got to leave this running while this tries to learn. Crank it once. All right, so try one with the key in. Try to crank it. And it fails. Leave it in the on position. Security light should come on. I don't know why the battery keeps doing that. It's charging. All right, there it is. So we're gonna wait 10 minutes. All right, security light's off. Turn the key off, 10 seconds. Crank it twice. All right, it didn't start. This is test 2. Now we're gonna wait for the security light 10 more minutes. There it is. All right, the security light's off. 10 seconds. Crank it 3 times. All right, this should be the 3rd time. It should crank after we let it sit this time. There it is. All right, the security light's off for the 3rd time. It should start, hopefully, 10 seconds. And there it is. It is running now. Sweet. Man, that's a pain. Yes, finally it started. You know, if you mess up this procedure at all, turn the key wrong, right, you know, mess it up, gotta start over. Truck dies, start over. So, you know, it can take a long time. It can take a couple hours if you mess it up. It takes 30 minutes if you do it right. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Now we gotta do a crankshaft relearn procedure. So you need a Tech 2 scan tool to do this. I got a Tech 2 emulator on my computer. You know, I plug the little scan tool up, and then I get on the computer and I can perform the procedure. Turn the key on. I got the software open right here. North America, Bosch MDI, USB, diagnostics, 2002, light truck. The engine is a VIN code T, it's a LM7 without. All right, special functions, crankshaft position variation learn, 4,000 RPM. And it's done. All right, so we got the computer swapped out. This thing's running much better now. I mean, I hadn't had any problems. I've been testing it for a little bit here, And I mean, yeah, it hasn't stalled or anything. So I'll post updates in the comments below, but this thing's running much better now. I haven't had any problems. It's got the same power as it did before we swapped out the computer. So I think it's good to go. You know, it hasn't misfired or anything. It's running fine. There's no check engine light on after we swapped this thing and did that VATS relearn. Alright y'all, that's it for the video. I hope this helps someone out. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button down below if you like these type of videos, and if you want to check out the full abandoned rebuild, it'll be up here somewhere. I'll check you on the next video. Later.